Nigeria for dinner. So, how does Nigeria tap into the potentials of Nigeria to get into power?
Oh, very interesting question. First thing is that EndSARS was not eaten. EndSARS sowed a seed. And that seed is germinating. It's a tree. It's a marathon. It's not a dash. Anybody who expected that you go out on the streets in 4 days and you remove the old order, then the person must be joking. What has happened is that a seed has been sown. Nigerians have just realized that they have a new power. So there is going to be multiple strategies. I mean, you saw how long it took the Black Lives Movement to get to where they are today. It even took the death of George Floyd to bring it, graphically to everybody, what the Black Lives Movement stands for. So what the EndSARS stands for is going to become more clear as we progress in our journey to nationhood. So EndSARS has not been eaten. It has only been planted. And what is happening is that the people who are holding Nigeria down are going to be watering the seeds of Niger. Because Niger has diverged. The young people in Nigeria have disconnected. I can talk about the Southeast where I come from. The young people in the Southeast have emotionally disconnected from Nigeria. Those who have passports possibilities have moved to Canada. Those who don't have joined the Biafra movement. And those who are in business have just focused on their life. They've moved on. But it is important for a country to not only have citizens, but to have engaged citizens. That's the most important thing for any country. Anytime your citizens have kind of deactivated or become distant from the country, it's a major, major setback for that country. It loses all its potentials. Its police force cannot work as usual. Its military will not be willing to go to war. People will not be willing to take risks for the country, which is what is happening today in our country.
Thank you. Now, you've been a member of the PDP for a long time. The job of the opposition is to bring to the notice of the citizenry what the ruling party is not doing very well. Do you think the PDP is playing its role as an opposition party very well? I recall when the PDP was in power, a governor of the APC was asked, why are you guys saying all this? He said, that is the job of the opposition. If the opposition does not speak, do we expect them to praise us? So do you think the PDP is doing its job well as an opposition, or actually waiting for the populace to do their job for them?
Well, I've discussed this in another forum, and I said, PDP cannot be a rabble-rousing opposition like the APC, because we have the benefit of having run a government, and we know the intricacies of governance. We also have, from the day we were formed, we became a ruling party. From 1998, by 1999, we were a ruling party, and we ruled for 16 years. So that mindless agitation that you have from the APC, that senseless propaganda and hate-filled antagonism that we saw from APC has even come to swallow the government now, because now they're in government. They said there was no subsidy. Now they're sending trillions of monies. They said there's no money for the month of May because we've used it for subsidy. That's how an irresponsible opposition behaves. So PDP cannot go ahead and tell Nigerians, oh, we will restore the subsidy when we come to government. No, but we're telling Nigerians, APC has failed Nigerians. They have not managed our diversity well. They have not managed our economy well. I mean, you want to build a rail line from Kano to Niger Republic. And the studies show you that the $1.9 billion you're borrowing cannot be paid off with the Kano-Maradi line. Then the government said, oh, when we build the Lagos-Kano line, it will be a feeder line to that, so we can transport goods from our port to Niger. But when I looked at the government plan for Lagos, Kaduna, they've just done Lagos-Ibadan axis. If you look at their timeline, it will take 19 years to complete the Lagos-Kano rail line. And if they build all the sections concurrently, it will take minimum of 7 years. So why are you in a hurry to build Niger? Why are you in a hurry to build from Kano to Niger when the dependency hasn't been built? Why are we not talking about expanding our road network? Why are we not borrowing 1.9 trillion, which will pay for the dualization of Lagos to Kano? It will pay for the dualization from 9th Mile, Obola, for Makurdi, all the way to Akwanga Jos. Why are we not doing that? So this government has been very poor in managing our economy. They've been very poor, but the PDP, as you said, has his own, what I call his DNA is part of his problem. But I must assure you that in the National Assembly, amongst the governors of PDP have been speaking out. Governor Wike has been in the forefront of calling out the APC. We have the National Assembly, Chief Abaribe, has been in the forefront of calling out this government. And to some extent, I have also been in the forefront of calling out this government, and we'll keep calling them out. Like today, I had to plead with the president, do something. Nigerians are dying. 519 deaths in the month of April is tragic. Very tragic.
So the next question, you spoke about the federal government has no business doing some things. You gave an example, running universities, federal government colleges. And so the question I want to ask you is, the states today, they don't even seem to have enough money to shoulder the responsibilities that they have. Some people are owing salaries, some people are not remitting pensions. There's a revenue challenge.
Yes.
If they're given these additional responsibilities, number one, how will it be funded?
Yes.
Number two, which I'm going to add into a political question, is given that in the country today, when the APC wanted to contest in 2015, they were presenting Governor Fashola as the poster boy for performance.
Yes.
In 2023, who is the PDP going to present as the poster boy for performance?
Good. So, I'm going to answer you in twofold. The first one is, so let's take the functions to the states and transfer the relevant part of the funding of the federal government, that 52%, we need to cut it down. With removal of all this, the money should go to the states. And the states themselves should begin to figure out, and the federal government should be ready to backstop some things, like a federal scholarship system. Our universities can charge a little more than they are charging now if the states manage them, and then the federal government can back it up with a federal scholarship scheme. So if you don't have the resources, if your parents are tax-paying parents, then you are equal to students' loan, grants from the universities to attract people. So my point is the health budget, the education budget, most of the budgets of those concurrent issues, water resources, all of this should be excluded from the federal government and sent to the states. And the federal government will have a regulatory power over some of these to make sure standards are maintained, to make sure that the states are functioning. So it's not just a matter of transferring the powers, stopping this by the federal government. The federal government will divest. They will even make money if they want the private sector to buy them. They will make money from selling off all of these assets, and then the states will get the concurrent part of those revenues, the same part of those revenues going for them. So if you think about delivery, I'll tell you what. Governor Okowa is the governor of Delta State. Delta State has been the hotbed of ethnic violence and strife. This is now 6 years of Governor Okowa. Delta has been calm. Delta has expanded its infrastructure. Delta has expanded. Some of the best medical facilities we have in Nigeria today is happening in Delta State. You need to go to Asaba and see how the Urobo, the Soko, the Ishekiris, and the Igbos are living peacefully by careful management of diversity. That's an example we want to export to Nigeria.
As the poster
if you go to River State, the infrastructural development is incomparable. Despite Governor Wike's regular outbursts, and some people will complain about his choice of words, but he has shown capacity to deliver on the mandate of governance. If you go to what is happening in many other PDP states, Akwa Ibom, for instance, the governor of Akwa Ibom has floated an airline. Ibom Air is now the airline of choice. People now travel because Ibom Air flies on time. This is PDP for you. We have managed diversity. We have managed the government of the states we are running. Most of the states in Nigeria that are not performing well, that can't pay salaries, are APC states. And that's very sad.
So thank you very much, Chief Osita Chidoka. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.